Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. Okay, sure.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so can you see my screen, right? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so today I'm supposed to teach you two tools, but let's keep it one today, Maven. So the first question is, what is Maven? What is Maven? Now, am I recording the sessions? Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is Maven? So guys, if you ask anyone what is Maven, they'll tell you it's a build tool.
So
See,
project manager.
build, yeah, build tool. Now, next questions you'll ask why we didn't Maven? Simple. We do hell lot of things in the build automations. Hell lot of things in the build, and we want to automate it. See, for everything there are certain codings which we have to follow. I mean, we have to write some scripting and all, everything. You can write a script in Python very well. You can write a script in Java. You can write a script in anything as such. But we use definite tools for it. Why? And the reason is always, see, whenever you ask me why we are learning different tools, so I would say because it's no one tools is not fit for everything. One programming language may not be fit for everything. So easy to save time, basically, you can say, save cost, and the improved quality of work. So these are the three reasons we have always to use the different tools for it. So when we say build automation, so you can do any programming languages in order to automate the build, any programming language. But if you use the dedicated build tools, which will save time compared to Python, let's say you have a project Java, you can do the build automation Java also. But if you use Maven, save time, cost, and quality of the work will be much better. So now, if you say build automation, if you say like let's define the build automations and where it stand in the SDLC cycle. So if you remember, first thing we do the coding, correct?
Mhm.
After the coding, what we do? Anyone?
Code.
Code analysis.
Scan, right? We write a scanning. We scan the code, right? After that, we do the build. After that, we do the unit testing. After that, we do packaging, right? After that, we archive the things. After that, what we do? We archive the things. We deploy to QA. You deploy to QA, and after that, we have performed the accepted testings. After that, code coverage, and if everything pass, release. Agree with me?
Yes.
Here we use a different tool for different work. So now when I say build, UT, and package, we need and till here you need certain tools, and that is where the Maven is coming into the picture. You build means you want to compile the code. Uh, if it is a Python, then probably you want to assemble the code because Java is a compiled language. Python is a what is that? Python we call it compile versus
Interpreter.
interpreted language.
Interpreter
So
language.
Python you don't have to compile it, but Java code you have to compile. C++ compilation is required. So PHP is interpreted language. So you have to build that code, download the code, download the third-party dependencies, create a directory structure, clean some existing directory structure. All these things you do that. And unit testings, we do that, and packaging. So packaging these all three things, you need some tools for it. Earlier we were using tools for many other work as well, but now the scope has been limited only this much. This is where that you can use Maven. So in a simple way, Maven can you build your tool. Maven can help you to do unit testing. Maven can help you in terms of packaging. Okay. So these are the three things in this is the whole SDLC cycles. Maven can help you. This is called automations. Make sense? All of you?
Yes.
Okay. So now uh, we understand that we use Maven for build automations. What are the other tools we have? So you guys wants to talk about any other tools which you think we use for the build automations?
Jenkins.
Gradle. Gradle.
Yeah. So Jenkins is not a build tools. Typically, Jenkins is a CI tool, and that I'll teach you
Gradle
somewhere.
IV.
Huh. So Gradle is the one tool which is build tool. What else?
Apache IV. Builder. BULDR.
Okay. So IV is not a build tool. Okay. IV
That is
is
and
dependency tool. Dependency
Apache
management.
and Apache
dependency
and
management.
And
Ant is, yeah. If you're from the old schools, make files, you might have used it.
CMake.
If, if you're a .NET guys, MS Build, you
MS
might have
Build.
used it. Yeah. So these are the one. If you're again from the different background, from .NET, and you might have used it. Uh, if you are Python developer, PyBuilder, you might have used it. Okay. So these are the build tools we have as per the languages. Okay. So few more actually depends on the programming language and so. So these are the build tools. So out of which we are focusing on in this session, Maven. Okay, so Maven is a build tool, but you know what? This is for Java. Yes, Java. So we are teaching you as part of this session two build tools. One is Maven and one is Gradle. So I must tell you here, Maven is primarily for Java, Java project, Groovy projects and all. But Gradle is for the multiple language including C++, Python, you know, Ruby, Scala, and many more languages. So this is for Java. Now here there's a saying we call it. This you need to understand. Procedural, okay, versus declarative. Okay, and what is this? So procedural scripting in the build section. See this Q. I mean the definition can be in a different way, but procedural versus declarative definition can come in a different way. But when I say procedural, understand this way.
Mhm.
It's automated. Okay, automated. The declarative is manual. What I'm trying to say here. Let's say you say Rajesh, I want to write a build automations using Ant or using Makefiles or using MS Build or using Anant or PyBuilder including, then these scripting which you have declarative. Declarative means the scripting has to be done based upon your knowledge and your experience. You define the all the structure for the build. You define where the source code should be there. You define where the output should be there. You define the dependencies. You define which file to delete, which file to copy. Everything you define it. So you should be having very good knowledge on the project side of it. Now, when I say procedural, that means it is defined by the tool itself. That means tool will define which should be where should be the source. Tool should define where should be the output. Everything will be defined by the tools, and just you need to follow few commands. So this way, Maven is a procedure. That means in Maven, everything has been automated. Whereas all other tools which I showed talked about here is a declarative. That means you, if someone will ask me, Rajesh, can you write a build script using and declare the build script using and I will write with my different approach. And if you've been asked, you will write in your own way. That means our logic will be changed for the same work. But in Maven, the
Rajesh,
logic
one
will not
second.
change.
Rajesh, one second. I think it is interchange. Declarative is not going to say how it is going to do. I think it is like ulta. I think it should be Ant is procedural and Maven is declarative. Can you please check on that?
Not in that way. That's what I said. Definition of this in a different way will be meaning different way. What I'm trying to say, procedural means just follow the process, fully automated, and work will be done by Maven. When I said declarative, that means you need to declare it yourself with your own logic. That way I'm talking about. Okay, in a
That's what when
simple
you
way,
when you say every step, it is procedural, right? So you please check. When you say procedure, step by step process, it cannot be declarative. Declarative means you say everything previously and you make automated. So that's how we call it as declarative in Jenkins everywhere, right? Declarative and imperative. Is it the same way?
no, no, that's a different probably concept here. I'm asking you to remember only one thing, simple. Who define the build process? Process. If it is tool, then procedural. If you then declarative. You declare yours all logic that way. Okay, so keep it that way. Now let's say Maven.
No,
What's
as far
if
as
I'm
I have searched in internet, as per my knowledge, I've taken this many years. I have not said this way. You search anywhere in internet. Can you please open a browser and search? Because I cannot accept
this?
this thing because everywhere declarative means only one meaning. Declarative paradigm and imperative paradigm. There are only two ways.
Okay,
Either it should
so
be logical or it should be like. Can you please
in-
check once and confirm so that no? Yeah.
okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about that programming way of declarative and imperative.
But this
Uh,
gives a wrong impression on people, like wrong impression of the terms. So they misuse the words. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm very keen on this also. Sorry.
uh, Karthik, you need to understand what I said. I think you are getting lost in the keyword of
No, no.
English.
Rajesh, please don't say that I'm lost. I'm very clear, literally saying this will give a wrong understanding of the word whenever they do other things. That's the concern. It's not that you say here, it will impact the
Hold on,
other places. That's the concern, yeah.
hold, hold. Again, I'm repeating. Again, when I say, please try to understand the context, and this I will do it while in demo time on. I'll put it in this way. You need build automation. Understand this very simple way I'm putting up. You need build automations. Okay. Now the question is, who will define it? So if it is defined by tool itself, let's say Maven define it, process, procedural. All the process it is defined. So Maven define this. So that way we don't have to define. So that way it will come procedural. That means process has been defined by the tool. Now, if you define manual, that means you declaring, it's not a tools are defining. Then this in a build context, it's a build context. It's called declarative. That means you define the build logic. So that way you declare it. So that way it's a declarative. Now the one which you are putting immediately, probably you're putting on the Google. It's like a declarative language which we have like YAML, JSON, XML. That is a different arena altogether. That context is not applicable here. So that's what I'm trying to say. Immediately try to understand the context. Now,
No,
what
Rajesh,
context?
I'm literally, I'm very clear. I'm not here to argue. Literally everywhere in the official website, you please even check in the official website, it's very clearly stating that Maven is declarative. So whatever you
Okay.
said, everywhere we are going to type something. Okay, I have gone through almost all the like no all the previous. I have created multiple PPTs. Okay, not for single company. People have reviewed everywhere. This is the thing which we have mentioned, and we literally
Okay.
say people that we will build it tool plus it's a project management.
Let's add a knowledge here. So can you help us to define procedural build context? Let's give me a
Procedural is
context.
nothing but we do things step by step. Actually, we define each and every step to achieve the goal. If I want to sort something, I have to
Let,
write a logic to sort.
let me pause this recording. I'll make you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So the question is, when I say Maven is a procedural and is a declarative, why I say that? So if you ask Maven, hey Maven, uh, can I write a build automations? So Maven is saying, hey, it's a procedural. You just follow the process. Everything is automated. When I go and ask, can you write a build script? Then will say, no, I cannot write it. You declare it yourself. Okay, that way I'm putting up. Now let's understand this message using this image. And this applicable not for ant only. I mean, if you go for any of this here, it will be applicable. So now if you see that any any build automations you do, what we do. So first thing you have to define the name. See, name cannot be decided by someone else. Name has to be yours. I mean, what is the project name, this, that, and all. But what is the directory structure? Who will create it? Who will prepare for my build? Who will download the dependency? Who will compile for me? Who will test? I mean, set up a test for me. Who will package for me? Bargaining and many more. So if you see that here in Maven, Maven is saying simply, hey, I have set up a certain process. Follow that process. I will automate for you. And is saying we don't do anything for you. You have to do your own work. I'll allow you to write a script for it, and then you declare yourself everything. Each line, each logic, each structure, you define for it. So now if you see that Maven is saying everything is like automated, nothing has to be done, and is saying or other tools are saying manual. So that way Maven is procedural. That means you follow the process, automatically things will be done. And it's a declarative. You declare, then automation can be done. So that context, now you're understanding that what Maven can do, all of you. Any
Yes, Raj.
doubts?
No.
Okay. So now because Maven can do everything, then what we are supposed to do? See here, left side. Everything Maven can do. So what we are supposed to do? Nothing. We have nothing to do. Only the things which we have to do is to learn terminology, and that's what I'm going to teach you. That's all, nothing else. Because Maven has automated everything for me. So terminologies. So now, if you see that here, this is for the Java project, primarily Java, Spring Boot, and all kind of things, Groovy and all. Okay. Now this is from the organization which is called Apache. Okay, Apache Foundation. Apache Foundation is a is a foundation which governs thousands of projects free of cost and so on. So it's from Apache. Now, any idea who's a new generation of the foundation name which is governing lots of many open source initiative? What is the name of it?
Linux Foundation, right?
Linux Foundation is not, I mean, governing lots of projects. It's basically become a commercial organization actually.
So,
So
it's okay. Linux is on Red Hat. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is a foundation. You should take it seriously. This is a CNCF.
Say and say.
Now, this is called Cloud Native Foundation, Computing Foundation. And many of the tools, if you have enrolled for SRE, many of the tools I'm going to teach you from here. Because this is our new generation of tools which we are coming up. See here, these are the products. Without these products, you cannot survive in the industry now. For example, one of the product which is Kubernetes, one of the product. Without that, you cannot run anything in the production also. So they have these are the products, you know. So some of the products we should learn. For example, you have Argo CD for CD. We have monitoring tool is Jagger, Prometheus is a part of SRE. Kubernetes is part of both DevOps, SRE, DevSecOps, some security tools downside, So we are going to learn. So this is the new generation of the foundation which govern lots of projects. Okay, so earlier we were having Apache, now CNCF. Just spend some time with that website. You will be comfortable with it. This is called Cloud Native Foundation. Okay, so coming to the points, because this was developed for Java, so this code in Java. So the moment if I say Maven is developed in Java, you should not ask two questions to me. Okay, one question is like, Rajesh, can I run Maven in Linux or Windows or Mac? Why you should not ask? Because Java is a platform
Independent.
independent, so you can run basically everywhere. Second thing is, in order to run Java based product, you need to have a JRE at least installed, but in our case, because we are doing development, you should have a JDK also, right? So JDK, if you remember, have the Java also, JRE also is a part of it. Clear?
Yeah.
So that was the introduction of Maven. Anyone have any questions so far? Okay, so now the question is how to install the Java. So see guys, we'll stick to all this activity, starting with the name, directory structure, build preparation, compile, testing, blah, blah, blah. So how to install Maven? So first thing, install JDK, okay, and then second, Maven. Now, very simple way to install JDK if you're using OpenJDK and all that, it's very easy. But if you go for Oracle and all, you can download the exe, registering the website, or all these things you can do that. So here I will not cover how to download, how to install and all, because that is something which you know that. So here, let's say you put it up Java install and put the DevOps tool here. So this is my tutorial, will get it. And here you have all these different types of version of Java packages and command line and all. This is the Open JDK, which is easy to install. You can use this one to save some time. Oracle again, it's a little bit irritating because you have to register, create an account, download this, that, and all. So here, if you see, you have a tarball for Windows, Mac, Linux, and all. So what I did, I downloaded, and I must tell you my locations, which is here. And if you see that here, there's so many Java versions. I have it 11, 8, 17, in fact, and so on. So all these are I'm using OpenJDK. So nothing great. You just download and keep it and extract it somewhere. Simple. I typically follow this structure. If I would suggest you to follow this similar structure for your laptop also, and you can do that. You don't need to any one server, because remember that Maven is a dev tool, so you should do using in the in the this one only. What do you say? Laptop only. So any of this Java you can activate it. That's fine. Now what I have done it. So let me check it out. Here in Windows, I say where Java. If you see that I have set up a Java 8 for this. So how come it's been set up? So nothing great. I think some of you must be knowing already.
Environment variables.
Yeah. So here I have added Java home environment variable somewhere here you see 8. And then the second thing, I mean, it's not only for Java, any language you have to add in the path. And you see the last one, which is here it is. That's all. So because of these two lines, one is added Java home and then another one is added in the path. You have a two line and you're good to go. That's all. So this you have to do that. In fact, this all informations you will find somewhere at the bottom section. You see, I've given a little bit of screen sharing and all. You can do that. In Linux, it's more easier. Just set this, just install the commands, and it will be done automatically. Okay, so that's one thing. So what I want actually, instead of 8, I want to use 11 JDK. So what I'm changing, because I'll just change the Java home from 8 to 11. That's all. Rest of the things automatically it will change. And hit open Java hyphen version and 11. Good to go. So that is one thing. Now the next question is, how do we install the Maven? So again, not complicated. Download, extract, set in the path. Remember, nothing. Apache products are very easy. Download, extract, set in the path. So let's say if I say Maven download, again you have my tutorials for that. But this website will have a latest file. You see. So here you have a tarball. Here you have zip file. So this you can download it, okay, and extract it. That's nothing great. So see here, this is the folder which is extracted one. You just keep it, follow this guidelines, and then get it done. Now what you have to do, you this folder you have to add in the path. So I think I have already added, but still I'll just show you. So you will have a record, so you will not miss this. See here, path, add it. Do you see somewhere? Here it is. Done. So guys, the installations part is over. Now if I go to the command line and type mvn, remember this, mvn, and then Maven is ready. So now it's a latest one. Actually, recently I installed. This is the Maven home. This is the JDK they are using, and so on. So the first question is, what is Maven? Second question is, why do we need Maven? Third question is, how to install Maven. Are we all clear on this? All of you, any questions?
Yes, Rajit, this Maven, is it a exe file we need to open and install it, or is it a jar file? You need to place it
It's a
somewhere.
it's a GIF, it's a GIF file. See here, it's a what do you say, compressed file, archive file.
But
That's what I said. Download GIF file,
okay,
extract it,
exe
use it.
file. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so done, all of you. Okay, so now next thing is,
Okay,
you know, you need to learn Maven terminologies. But before that, I should go and create one directory. And here, Maven 1. Okay, and in this directory, I will go and type MVN. That's all. MVN is a command line, you have to remember. Now, the moment I do MVN, it says build failure. That's okay. And here, I got this error. So learn from there. Here it says, look at my screen, all of you. Here it says goals. No goals have been specified for this build. That means Maven is considering this directory as a build directory. That is for sure. But what is goal? I don't know. What is goal? Now here it says you must specify valid life cycle. Now the question is, what is life cycle? I don't know. The next one they say phases. What is phase? I don't know. And again here is goal. The next thing they say plugin, prefix and goal. What is this? And then if you follow a little bit more, they'll say life cycle phases are this one, somewhere this one. So these are the
Uh,
phases.
Rajesh, I have a question to you. You will take it now or later.
Yeah.
So we all know that Maven is a build tool, as you've described now. But what is not, uh, I did not understand is what is the main purpose of Maven? Which stage do we use this in the SDLC?
Here you have answer, this place. So after that writing a code, you scan this code. Which tool we use for scanning? Last session,
Sonar cube,
Sonar Cube.
sonar cube, yeah.
After the scanning the code, you are going to build that code. Unit test the code, package the code. How? That's where we are using now.
And why do we need
Got
to
it?
package it? Is it to create the executable file out of the solution?
Yes. Packaging, very simple answer. If I give you 10,000 files with 5-page installation instruction, or if I give you one package which will do everything, which one you prefer?
So, which means you create one package and that is targeted only for one platform?
Okay, so here little bit discuss actually. See, packaging, when I say this is a very complex world, uh, and I'm talking about here programming packages. Let's talk about the system packages, okay, and application packages. So here, because we are learning all this development, right now we are not focusing on the system packages. What we are calling application packaging. Application packaging like zip file, which you know, which you use a lot. But when you come into the programming world, we have a jar file, var file, EAR file, DLL files. All these are application packages. When you go to the system side of it, you create a packages. Now what packages? System. We create a package like exe, msi, apk for if you're an Android developer, dmg if you're a Mac guy, iOS guy, all these things. So these are the system packages. So when I say here packages, that means our code we have to package. So primarily we are focusing in this. Got it?
Okay.
Now, when you create a packages for the system, and here in this session, I'll teach you Packer that will create a system package. It's a HashiCorp product. I'll teach you. Got it? So here I want to write, I have written a code. I got it scanned. I want to build it. I want to do the UT. I want to package. I want to pack my code. That means this one, application package. Okay. Any other questions?
So you mean to say, for an instance, if you're developing a web software or a solution, so we will target to any of these extensions, that is zip, zar, var, or here, and if it is Microsoft for .dll, correct? Not for the
Yes.
exe or any other thing.
No, we don't. That's what I said. We are not just creating a package for the system. We are
Okay.
creating a package for applications. So
Okay.
Maven will not
Got it.
help you in system packages. You have to get a new software. For example, exe you want. install shield, install anywhere, different tool sets we have for that.
Okay.
Okay, so now the question was, I run MBN and the so many messages has come, and I'm not sure about what is goal, what is life cycle, what is the phases, what is plugins and all, right? So we should know that, right? So guys, first let's start with the plugins. What is the plugins? So guys, in Maven says, see, I have a hundreds of features, you have it, but whatever the features you have, that will come in plugin concept. Okay. So here Maven supports, there's a built-in plugin, you can call it a core plugins. That means the moment you install Maven, there are certain plugins, automatically you will get it. Okay. For example, compiler plugin, jar plugin. So there are so many plugins already there inbuilt. The moment you install Maven is there, those features. But Maven also says, hey, you want to add new features to Maven itself, then you can go for the community plugin. Okay, community plugin means Jacoco example is developed by someone else and you can use it. So here our focus is around core plugins only, and these plugins will do what? These are the features of Maven. Mind it, feature of Maven. That means how to build, how to compile, everything is feature of Maven. So plugin in a simple, if I put it in a simple way, it's just a jar file. That's all. Jar file you run with Maven and it will create a features of Maven. You want 10 features, 10 plugin, 200 features, 200 plugins. So this way, this is done. For example, I'll put it in this way. You have some software, 50 features you have it, so you enable 50 plugins. If you want only 5 features to be used, you enable the 5 plugins. Same way. So this is the basically is a jar file, simple. Okay. So core plugins, community plugins. Now next thing is, what is a life cycle? What is the goals? What is the phases? What is this? So guys, let's understand in a simple way. In fact, I have written one good blogs actually. You should check this out. Okay. So here, if I go for this one, so what is a life cycle? See, simple concept. Anything which is exist in the whole universe is having certain life cycle. In fact, universe has a life cycle. Universe born, you know, become mature, you know, young, old, and die. Everything. In fact, you even any objects of the whole universe is having life cycle. One of the popular life cycles which we have is this is we born, become kid, teen, young, old, and die. So that is a one life cycle which we have. Here you do not have a control for getting born again. That is not in our control. Whether we are getting born or not, that is in someone else's control. But if you are born, you have to die one day, that is for sure. Now, can you say something like this? You say, hey, I want to immediately become a what do you say, young. Can you become young? No, it's not possible, because you have to born. In order to become young, you have to born, you have to become teen, you have to become young, you have to, then you have to, you know all this thing. It's a process, it's a life cycle. These are the phases of life cycle, right? You cannot simply say I can die without getting born, something like that. So it's a simple concept. Life cycle is a simple concept. So I must remind you, all of you, you are the god for the software development life cycle. Yes, you are writing a code. See, this human life cycle, someone else has written a code and we are just a part of it. But you can write a code and you can define software development life cycle. Okay. So now similar way, this is the, you see, this is the 6 phases we have in a software development life cycle. Most of the time it's a popular one. We can have a one or less maximum. But for build also there is a life cycle. Please understand. Build also there are certain life cycle. You have to start somewhere and you have to end somewhere. So what is the life cycle? So see here, human have one life cycle, but because you are the god for the code, Maven has given you 3 life cycle. You see here, 3. One is the default for every projects. I mean, if you are using Maven and if you have not customized the code, which you don't do 99.99%, so it goes to the default life cycle. Okay. Then we do have a clean life cycle and site life cycle. So I'm talking more particular about the default life cycle for the project. That means what we are saying, build life cycle in Maven for managing the build process. That means if you want to process any build process, any projects build process, then certain life cycle which Maven has introduced to you, and that you need to do that. Now, in case of Ant, in case of all these tools, you can create your own life cycle. That's not a problem. So now what life cycles we have? I mean, 3, out of which default is the most popular one. And each life cycle you have a phases, correct? So let's discuss here in the chat in a simple way. Default life cycle, okay. We have a phases. What are the phases in order to manage the build process? So one of the phases we have is compile. Second one is testing. Third one is package. Fourth one is install. Fifth one is deploy. Today in this session, we'll talk about this one, and this is the most popular one. Now, if I ask you one simple question, can you package the software without testing? Is it possible? Is it possible? Hello?
I think it's possible.
I mean, without a testing, I mean, technically, I mean, okay, that way it's possible. But should you be doing it, packaging the software without testing?
No, no.
No, because this is part of the software ethics, right? How can we package the software without testing? Can you test it without compilation? No. So it's a simple logic, right? There is one life cycle and these are the phases. Now here, if you look at this in Maven, we have a 24 phases actually. See here, the hovering here. You see that these are the phases. Let me make it a little bigger. See. Now if you notice, some of this I have taken from here. For example, this one compile phase, which is 8th number. I have taken 16 one, test one, and here if I see the package 18th one I've taken, and some of this last one, because you need that only, not everything. So now the concept of life cycle and phases are very simple. If you want to manage the build process, there is a life cycle set where we start to end. Let's assume start to compile and to deploy. Are we clear on this life cycle and phases concept, all of you? All of you?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you one simple question. When you say, I want to deploy for this project, so what will happen? It will compile, it will test, it will package, it will install, and then deploy. Okay, one more thing I am asking. When you say install, don't start thinking the one which you do every day installing. This is a different install. Okay, that's, do not think again like install means that install for that sake. This is a different install. Okay, I'll discuss about it little later. Okay, so compile, test, package, and then install and deploy. So this has to be done when you get into the package, then again it will start for compile, testing, package. So this is the very simple concept. Remember that when you call last one, all the previous phases has to learn run. Without that it cannot be a life cycle. Okay, so now if I ask you, because you are the god for the source code, which will govern your projects and cycle phases. So the question is, I want to take my project into the stage of compilation. Please hear me out, my terminologies. I am saying I want to take my project into the compilation phase. What to do? What 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 has to be done? Okay. And that is where the conceptually the keyword which is coming and being popular, and that is called goal. So what is a goal? Goal is basically is a mantra, and you say compile, compile will happen. Simple. Compile will happen and will take the project into that phase. You want to do the test phase will happen. If you say the packaging phase will happen. If you say install, deploy. Don't get confused. Names are same, but the purpose are different. Goal are to reach to the phases, and phases is a part of your project lifecycle. Fortunately, goal name and phase name both are same, but conceptually phases and goals are different. Are you understanding the difference? All of you?
Yeah.
Now, each goal is a functionality. Each goal is a functionality. So it will come from where? You know that every functionality, it will come from plugins. Simple. So compiler plugin, test plugin, package plugin, install plugin, deploy plugin. So now, I just said everything in Maven is a plugin where that for each projects you want to manage their life cycle of these projects. You have phases. These are the defined phases. Define, I said here, I said right, procedural. That means this is set. You are not supposed to customize. Though you can do that, everything can be customized, but this no one is doing that. And in order to reach out to the phases, we have a goal, and these goals are powered by plugins. Plugins in a simple way is a jar file. So this is the whole story of it. So if you see that here you have a three life cycles. Default life cycle we have a 23 phases. These are the clean life cycle, and these are site one. And this is the flow. You see that whichever I explained it to you. So left side you have a phases, right side you have a goal powered by plugins and all stuff like that. And these are the important one I just said, right? Compile, package, install, deploy, test, kind of things. So now, did you understand this? What is a phase is? What is a goal? What is this? All this stuff.
So the goal comes first or phase come first? Like, not to achieve the compile goal. We are, how is it like?
So I'll put it in this way. Let's look at this image. You say this image. You say I want to become young. So you have to use some mantra to become young. So if you want to become young, you want to become young. So you have to born, right? That's the first thing. Then become teen. Then become young. So same way, goal is basically mantra. You wish list. Hey, I want this. I want that. But when you say that goal, this phases has to be passed through, right? For every projects.
Okay,
And
now I
this
got it.
phases, yeah. So goal is a wish list. You say, hey project, this is my code. Install this and package it. So now what will happen? Compilation will happen, testing will happen, packaging will happen. Now you say, hey code, Maven, this code I want to deploy it. Then what will happen? This is the goal you set, but it will take you to the compile phase, testing phase, package phase, install, and then deploy phase. So
The
goal is a
purpose of goal is to initiate the next phase of the life cycle. Is that what I
right.
understand?
Yes. So now here, this is the image we have to do. What we have to do? So we have to name out the project name first thing. What is the name? So I'll call it DevOps School. That's a project name. Second thing, we have to create directory structure. Maven says automatic. Automatic. So what is automatic? So it has to be some plugins for creating a directory structure. Can we do that? Let's do that. So here I need that line of code which will do the stuff. I don't know, it's here. No, let me show you. So MVN archetype. Okay. Sometimes Google search is more better than this one. So here, this is the plugin which will create a directory structure. Only this line, you please read this. Only the one select one. The rest of the thing is parameter. Okay, this one. So here, if you see this image, again, what I want, project directory structure. Maven says is automated. How? So Maven is a command. Archetype is a plugin name. Generate a goal. You see, here if you see plugins, see here, look at this. See here, format, plugin name and goal, plugin name and goal, like this. So here, archetype is a plugin, one of the plugin. Generate is a goal, and in order to create a directory structure, you have to pass the parameter, right? So group ID, here company name, let's make it DevOps School. Artifact ID and some of the interactive mode false. So here saying, hey, this is my group ID, this is my product name, and these are some of the additional quick start template. And then this command will create a project directory structure. So then you will ask, okay, what is a group ID? What is artifact ID? Correct. Then you will say this one. So anyone have idea on this group ID and artifact ID?
Precision, what is the D as well? D group ID, D artifact ID.
Yeah. So basically, guys, it's put it in this way. Group ID, see, if you are a CTO or enterprise architect of your organizations, you will lay out the foundation, the structure of your entire component. I think you might have noticed, let me remind you, go for any code. For example, go for any Apache code, any code for the sake of, okay, any code. Let me take you to the code here, and SRC, and I mean, blindly I'm hitting, and unfortunately not in the right directory. Some code, Apache, Java, Tomcat. Let's go for the Tomcat code. Yeah, I think this one will have. This is the one product, and in this product we have Java code. And go to this here. Go to any files, and this is Java. This is a one code. What is this? So this is a structure, okay, packaging structure for the organizations. So now if you see that note it out here, org.apache.naming. That is what we have. What is the meaning of java.util? That means this code which you have seen here is dependent on one more external library, and that will be found in the Java directory util.map, something like this. So here, this is the structure which this code will be created, and this code is dependent on some other code, which you, for that they're importing it. Okay, simple. So here, group ID and package ID is a packaging structure. Okay, this is a part of the code. So for example, if you are a, let's say, enterprise architect of Microsoft, so you will say group ID Microsoft, and then because you are a commercial organization, so typically you put it com dot ms dot office dot word, something, one more excel, one more common. So these are the structures you will create. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
All of you?
Yes, right. So ideally, it should be a folder, right? For example, here in this com is a folder, MS is a folder. Inside that there will be Office. Inside that there will be Word. So you mean to say these are all the structures, which is the folder structures
Directory
for the
structure for
package.
your code. Yeah, for your package, for code. You will see the your code. See, this is the example. Simple. See here. My code is lying under the org Apache naming. So put it this naming convention. Now, if I want to use someone else code, that's the directory structure. So this is the, in the coding world, we use this group ID concept and artifact ID. Now, do you need to know all this thing? I mean, if you're not in coding, no. Just for learning purpose, this is how the plan is being laid out first day. Remember that it is a first day of my day also. It's my project directory structure creation. Who will do that? Someone will do that in your organization, but you can become an architect for your project. So now you understood that what is a group ID, what is artifact ID, and this is a plugin name in Maven. This is a goal name. Now this command will generate directory structure of your project very first day. So I'll just run this command, enter. Now remember that this is empty directory and I have run this code.
So the D represents directory, is it? D group
Is
ID.
so D
Okay.
is a capital D is a every places you find capital D, because in Maven this is the way to pass the parameter capital D hyphen. So guys,
Okay. Okay.
you should read all this thing. Don't rush. But did you notice some directory structure got created in the backend?
Yeah, yeah. Financial
Now
service.
you want to see the directory structure. I must remind you, I did not do anything. This is the structure got created. So now Maven is saying, hey guys, I will define the structure for you, project directory structure. It's fully automated. You see, and what you need to do, you have a product, you have a code, you should keep it inside it. You have a test code, you should keep it inside it. That means you should not come and tell, hey, I'm going to use Maven and I'll use my own structure. That way, you should not use Maven at all because Maven has automated everything for you. See? So I just run one command and they gave me the structure, and now they're forcing us to follow this structure only. So there'll be one directory source inside the main, then Java, then this is a com.devschool.software. If you notice, that's a group ID, and this is the artifact ID for the directory name. So now this structure which we have created is to be committed in the Git, and you're going to tell your programmer, hey guys, push your code here. You're going to tell your test team, hey guys, push all the test code here. Got it, all of you?
Hmm.
Simple. So you will how to commit all this thing. I think you know that in a Git. So what to do? So guys, the structure is there. Enterprise architect has committed the created a structure. Just one command he ran it and just notify all of us. Now I have to act like a programmer. So I'll go inside this directory main Java, Com, DevOps School, software, and I write a code. I'm just faking out coding. So here, app one, this is a Java code I have written, and its class name has to be same actually. So here, done. Coding is completed. Done. Similar way, test guys, I mean, if you're a part of the testing team, you will do that here. You write the test cases and keep it here, same thing. You write, keep it the test case here. So far so good. Are you okay, all of you?
Yes, Raj. I mean, one question. For example, this arch type is generate, right? So do we need to download that plugin and put it in the Maven, or will it come as a
No.
default?
Code plugin. It's a part of the
Okay,
it's a part of the Maven.
okay, okay. Yeah, thank you.
So guys, what to do now next? Nothing. I did the coding, and next one I am going to do the compilation and then testing, then packaging. But before that, I should know what is this pom.xml. So guys, pom.xml, this is we call it a project object model. It's XML file. Okay, it's XML file. It's XML file. Now, if you open up this one, just ignore this part. Okay, this is XML standard. You should not read it. Now, here you have to do that. So look at this here. Whatever you group ID you pass through command, they have it. Artifact ID, they have it. Now, what is this packaging? So I remember I did not pass the packaging type, but it has taken by default. How come? So basically, Maven support three kind of packaging. Please remember. One is, in fact, four. One is a jar, another one is EAR, another one is var, another one is a POM. Now, if you don't know what is jar, EAR, var, and all, that's okay. But these are the application packaging. Jar, I think it's a minimal version. You must be having some idea. So that is a
Java.
default. You want to, yeah, Java packaging. Now, next one is what is this version? So version for your project, DevOps school project. So now, if I notice that there is one hyphen snapshot, see version 1 is okay, 1.1 is also okay, 1.1.1 is also okay, major minor patches. That's a pattern, right? What is snapshot? So in Maven, they use one keyword which is called snapshot. Why? So they use this snapshot so you can get informed this product is still under development. That means snapshot is a product to notify people, hey guys, this product is under development, use it with the care. It's not fully functional, it's not fully tested, it's still under the transitions. The moment you have a product ready for release to the market, remove this and you build it one more time. So this is just a flag to inform people this product is under development. This is your product name, this is your company website, and so on. So did you understand this? This we call it a meta uh, elements, all of you. Now, what is this?
Yes.
So, guys, one of the powerful feature which Maven has it, and which I did not mention in the last time, and that is called dependency management system. See library dependency here. So, what is the powerful feature? So, see, typically, if your code is dependent on other code, for example, I'll show you that one code which I have already shown you. So, let me go and open. See, this is the code. This code is context access controller Java. If you compile this code, you know what? There is some different code needed because you are using that code using import functionality. If you're a Python developer, maybe include or import or whatever it is. Okay, so here you are using someone else code to write your own code, and here you are using someone else code. So that when you are using this class, that class jar file has to be in the class path. Others else, your build will fail. So now the question is, who's going to download the jar file? That is a challenge. Who's going to do that? And that is where you are going to use Maven for it. So Maven is your dependency management software as well. Please remember, I said last time Maven is a build tool. I am saying this time Maven is a dependency management platform as well. That means you say Maven, hey Maven, I have a package, I have a code which is dependent on JUnit package and 3.8.1 and dot dot dot, and just specify the dependency. Maven will download for you. Yes, Maven will download for you. Not you will have to do. Everything will be done by Maven. Just you need to specify. So now the question is, why these dependencies there? It's a dummy code because I created as a part of the hello world kind of structure they created. But if you go and see that the structure itself, go to the source, test, Java, com. This is a dummy code they have given it. And if you see that here, see this is my structure, my code, but this code is using the some other code also. So this JUnit library has to be there, else build will fail. And what you are informing a Maven, hey Maven, go ahead, download the JUnit version and so on. Now the question you should ask from where it will download, that's a different question. Now I'm not going to answer, we'll come back on this. So now, are you comfortable with it, all of you?
So does it write this in the POM.xml automatically, or do we have to specify it? Like manually, have to write the artifact ID,
So
everything.
this dependencies is developers will specify manually, but downloading will be done by Maven automatically.
Okay.
So next day, someone is coming and saying, Rajesh, see, I have written a code. I'll put you the kind of real context. Rajesh, I put a code, and my code is dependent on some other library, let's say Jacoco, and the org is com dot Jacoco, and this artifact ID is package. So can you do one thing? Can you add in the pom.xml? So I say, yeah, no problem. I'll add it here. So this information you will get it from the developers because they are the one who is writing a code. But by the way, if you are a developer, you can decide yourself also. I will add it, and then rest of the things will be done by Maven. I don't have to care about it. Got it?
Mhm.
Yes, Rajesh. So
So
only the JUnit will be downloaded from the Maven Apache.org, and then that will be used for the JUnit testing.
yes, that will be set in the class path by Maven. So what Maven will do, you specify here, Maven will download it, set in the class path. While compilation, it will use that library as in the class path, so your build failure will not be there.
Right. Will it automatically change the class path as well? Because we are not
Automatically,
writing the class path here.
go
We are
class
writing
path.
the class path.
So this is the this is the package structure actually. This is JUnit structure. This is the official. Likewise, if you use a different packages, they'll have their own. So com.xyz.xyz.xyz something.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay, so your structure is your here. This is my structure of my code, but I'm using someone else's code, which is unit package. Okay, so now this file is very simple to understand. So you got it. You can modify this file and continue. Okay, come back to the point now. No more complications here. Why we have come here? Because you wanted to compile it. What to do? See, I've written a code, I've written the test case, everything is done. Now what to do? What to do? So here you go inside the directory, financial services, clear the screen, and remember I'm calling the magical goal name MDN compile. See, I remind it, you have not written even one line of code. Maven is saying just follow the process and I will automate everything for you. And you see compilation is happening. See here, compilations. And if you see that two files I had it right, one dummy files I had it right. So if you see that here, This is the power of Maven. Maven says, follow me, I will automate everything for you. Next thing what? Test. So when you call a test, compilation will be called. And if you look at it little carefully, here compilation has been called, but did not do compilation. Why? Because they find like everything is was compiled last time itself. So it skipped it. There's no code changes after that. And here the test happened. There's one test cases if you remember, failures and dot dot dot. So code is compiled, the test cases are passing. What to do now next? Package. Package the software. Which package type which we had it? Anyone remember?
Yeah, right.
Jar file. Yes. Here it is a jar file. So did we get a package? Look at this. So I must tell you here one important thing, and that is every time when you compile, test, package, certain files will be created. Where it will be created? So this will be created in a folder called target. Okay, let me show you. See, earlier this was not there. See here. Everything you have it here in itself. All the classes, test classes, reports. This is a test class, this is the source code. This is the reports, this is the package. Everything. Now this is safer to delete. You can delete also. How to delete? So manually if you want to, I mean automatically if you want to delete, mvn clean. So this will delete the directory structure alone. Clean. See, target should go. It's not refreshing though, maybe. House is gone. Again you want to do again package. So package will do compile, test, and package. You remember the flow. It's a life cycle. You cannot violate the rules even though if you're a god for the product. So here you see compilation has to happen somewhere. Where is that? Mhm. Somewhere see. Here it is. And then test also has to happen. See here. And then packaging, you see the last one here. So now,
Mm,
did you understand this? How we are saying Maven can help you to compile, test, package, everything. Versioning here, versioning the one which you're seeing. This is the versioning automated. I know. Are you understanding now?
yes, Rajesh, but I'm still thinking how MVN is connecting to Java C and then compiling the code and then packaging. Is there any structure or know how this architecture is, know how this MVN build, how this MVN package and everything is working through Java.
Ha. So I'll put it in this way. See, don't complicate yourself. Thinking, think about it. You are a you are a guy who's a programmer, okay? And you've been asked. Think about it in a simple way. You are a programmer, and you've been asked to automate build process. Okay, forget about the Maven for time being. Then because you want to automate the build process, then you will say, see, I am the programmer, I want to automate the build process, but I will fix the directory structure. So first you will say, hey, keep the source in this, destinations will be here, and based on the input, if you ask to this x, it will be doing this one, and if you ask to do y, it will be doing this one, something like this. You will enforce everyone, and because you have enforced everyone, they will keep the in order to use your software, they will keep the source here and they will find a destination here. So this code you have written to enforce this policy. So what is Maven? Maven is a code which is enforcing you to follow this structure. That's what I say is procedural. See, now they say just follow this structure, I will do everything for you. And now how can they do everything for me? So see, if I pass, I'll simplify this one. If I say Maven compile, what does that mean? So if you little bit elaborate, let me show you this. If you little bit elaborate, they called this
Java
actually.
C.
Yeah, I'll show you this. So they actually call this plugin. This is a plugin, okay? This is the
Okay.
version of plugin, and this is the goal. So in simply, if you, and I'll put it in more simplification, plugin is nothing but a jar file, and jar file this particular version, and inside the jar file there's one class which is called compile. This is our goal actually. So what will happen? Basically, when you call Maven compile, there's one code is executing and which is doing everything. Simple.
Okay. Okay. Now got it.
So likewise,
Thank you.
understood all of you? So what you need to know? So guys, in Maven, nothing you need to know except the terminology. If someone will say, "Hey, what is our group ID?" You should not say what is that. What is the artifact ID? What is the packaging type? What are the version? Is it a snapshot or release? What are the dependencies? And so on. So all of you are clear with that?
Yes.
Raj, I have one question, right? I haven't used all these tools, so maybe my question is stupid, but I'm gonna shoot it right. So, um, so we have GitHub, right, where our source is there, right? So,
Mhm.
in real time, like in any development or testing, environment, right? So they will download the code from GitHub to their development, to their own personal machine, and where Maven is installed, and they will do the packaging within their own computer and then push it to somewhere. Is that how it is, or
Right,
uh,
right. See, I'll tell you. The code itself will have a pom.xml. This, remember, this is your code, right? Don't differentiate different code. This is your code itself. Remove this target. This will be your in a GitHub. This whole directory will be in a GitHub. Let me show you some example projects. GitHub Java project sample projects. Go for any projects, you will see same structure. For example, let's say calculator. See, SRC is there now, and POMD is there. See, SRC is a, you have a two structure as told you, test directory, main directory. Product code will be inside this, and the test code will be inside this. So this is how they plan actually. So your this directory, the one which you are seeing in my local, should must be committed to GitHub by enterprise architect, and every developer will write a code, and everyone will have a POM protection. The only difference is they will run it in a local, you will run it with the Jenkins. How? That I'll teach you later because Jenkins session long way to go. Got it?
mhm.
Understood or not?
Still not that clear. Uh,
Okay, so what is the confusion?
so my question is like on day-to-day life, right? I mean, as a developer, if somebody is using these all tools, so they will have Maven installed in their computer, right?
So,
So they will get that code from GitHub, right, where
right.
the source is there, and they'll compile it and they'll build the package and everything. So what do they do with it? Like do they um, like if we want to install it, say for example it's a Java thing, right? So there's a jar, this thing, so it needs to be deployed to all the users who are going to use that application. So how will they propagate it, like from the CI/CD tool that we are learning, right? How it is
Okay.
like automatically it is pushed from GitHub, and from here to there, from there to there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I'm
Basically,
putting my question properly.
got it. So basically, you want to know what is the end-to-end flow. So I'll tell you in simple way. Maybe your questions will not be answered now, because see here, we are at this place only. Okay.
Mhm.
After that, archiving, deploy to QA, acceptance testings, code coverage. Then will come CI part, the one which is your question. Okay. Then it's a CI. I'll discuss about it. Here, what we are doing, I'll put it in this way. Look at this. This is the GitHub. Okay. What will happen? This is a dev guy. Okay. They'll clone that repo, modify the code, compile, test, build, compile, test, package, deploy all this thing, and then push the code after testing. Now this is a testing guy. They'll clone the code, same code. They'll also do the compile for test code, package, all this thing, and they will commit also code. Now this is where you will come. This is you are X, and now because development has committed their code, testing team also has committed their test courses. Now you will take that code, but not in your laptop. This will be a Jenkins server. That's the only difference. Basically you will be running the same command what this guy and this guy has done it, but you will run through Jenkins. This guy is running manually, which I'm showing you. That's the difference. Got it?
Yeah.
So same code, same commands you will run, but your platform will change. For him it's a laptop, for him it's a laptop, for you it's a Jenkins server. Now Jenkins is a one tool which we use for CI. Same command. You need to remember all these huge cases. What is the compile do, Maven compile, what is the Maven test is doing, all these things you need to remember. And Jenkins will ask you, hey, give me the goal name. Then the moment you say Jenkins is asking goal name, what is goal? So now I think you should clear like what is a goal. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct now.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm teaching you Maven, because Jenkins will ask you compile goal. Okay, or so I'll give you one more here. Uh, See,
Raj, if I understand it right, each developer will create a package and they will commit it to the Git. And if the third developer want to modify the package
no,
or
no, no.
update the package,
They
then
are they are not supposed to create a create a package. I'll tell you one thing. They will compile it, they will test it, they will package it, but for self-testing purpose only. This guy also compile it, this will guy also package and test it, and this guy also testing it, but for self-consumption purpose. I must remind you, if you do this compilation and testing and packaging, you will do for entire release purpose. So the context is different. You don't use their packages. You will use their code. You will compile it using Jenkins and then you release it. They will also
okay,
package it,
okay,
but they will test their own.
right. Okay, only that Java file, no, it will be shared among all these three.
Right,
The test and package will be different for all the three.
right. Because you will have your own environment to build process, no? You can't take
Right.
developers package because they will have lots of issues actually.
Correct. And that's what I got lost because if each and everyone is creating their own package and put it in the GitHub, then
No.
downloading
They are
their
not supposed
package.
to
Yeah,
publish the package. They are not supposed to publish the package.
right. Okay, got it. Thanks, Rajesh.
Okay, so now one thing I wanted to tell you, maybe this will help you to learn multiple tools in a one go itself. So guys, when you go to the Jenkins, if you are using, let's say any project, let's say you are in Ant, you are in MS Build, or tomorrow you are using Maven, and then here they will ask you Gradle also, which I'll teach you next. So you have so many tools. So what is you need to know? So here, understand that I'll put it on Maven first because that way you understand a little bit of it. If it is a Maven, then they will ask you, hey, what is a goal? But in Ant, they'll ask you target. Please understand. In MS Build also, they'll ask you target. It's a conceptually same. And in Gradle, they'll ask you task. Please remember. So they'll ask you goal, they'll ask you target, they'll ask you target. This is a task name. Same, all conceptually same. In Maven, the file is form.xml. In Ant, it is a build.xml. Build.xml. Here you have ms build.default and can be XML, I mean other name also. Okay, and here the file is build.gradle. So now you won't get stuck, right? All these four tools, whenever you come across, you can find out which target, which file, and all kind of things. Got it?
Yeah, but life cycle remains the same, right? In
Ah,
Maven.
ah, 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 ah. Maven
No?
has a fixed life cycle, which I talked about it already here
Yeah,
somewhere. But ant will have no life cycle. Why? Because ant is a declarative. Maven ant says, hey, whatever the logic you want to write it, write in your own way. I don't care. MS will also don't care. That's what I said. No, Maven
yeah.
will automate. See this image. See here, ant. Look at the ant. Everything is manual. No automation. That means whatever you do, your own logic, but they will give you some coding standard and all kind of thing.
So why would they go? Why would people use Ant instead of Maven tools like when we have
So it's the
automatic?
evolution. It's a evolution, right? Earlier, I remember when I started working in as a software engineer, I had where is my tool? Somewhere. Huh. So it's an evolution. So first we had a make files. Then people say no, 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 we need a better tool. Then we got an ant. Then people say no, 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 we need a better tool. Then we get a Maven. Then we say people we need a better tool. Then we got a Gradle. So Gradle is the most recent. Maven is the second last. Ant is the third last. Mac5 is in 1917 80s we were using. If you're a .NET guys, MS Build you are using, and now you can migrate to Gradle also. So evolution actually. Okay, so now last thing here in this, the question is how this Maven download these dependencies. That is important. Okay, so this you have to understand and you have to hard code. That is where that it will help you to troubleshoot many of the build environment. So you know what? Maven, first when you run Maven compile, package and test, Maven will read pom.xml and try to see the dependency in the pom.xml. Based on the dependency, Maven will try to locate the package in the local repo. Now, question is what is a local repo? So, guys, here I'm not talking about any customizations, but 99% of the people use the default settings except few customizations. So, local repo always you find in the same machine where you are building, and this is your .m2 repository. This is your local repo. That means user home .m2 and repository. That's your local repo. That means Maven will read the dependencies from the pom.xml and try to locate the package in the local repo. Can we locate? So what is the dependency? JUnit 3.8.1. So see here, JUnit 3.8.1. So now you say that I don't have in the local repo because it was having, I'm just deleting right now. So what will happen? So if found, set in the class path. If not found, what will happen? So if not found, it will go to the central repo. Next question you will ask, what is the central repo? So guys, central repo is the place which is well known for all the programmers, which is repo.maven.apache.org. So this is a central repo. And now can we locate this JUnit? See here, go inside JUnit 3.8.1, right? Here, and this is the jar file. Where is that? Here it is. So now what is happening, I'll tell you. First it will try to, Maven will try to read the pom.xml, and pom.xml will try to locate the jar file in the local repo. If not found, they will try to go for central repo, and from central repo download back to local repo. Mind it, back to local repo and then set the path. So now, did you understand that when I say the dependency is here, and let me show you that I have deleted this JUnit. I have deleted. So now let me do the compilation one more time. Ambient compile. See here. I deleted that dependency file. It was in my directory. And did you notice here? You see from where?
Mhm. From central.
Yeah, and it should be to local. See here somewhere. What was JUnit, right? Yeah. See, I deleted. Remember that. So
Uh,
if you have,
Sorry, Raj. So the artifactory ID of this dependency, right? So we will get it. So we just have to Google it and get it, or it will
see,
be in
if
some.
you're a program, if you're a programmer, you will tell. I mean, if you're not a programmer, you should not worry about it. You said, "Hey, give me the package." You are the programmer who use Django, this one Django package, and you are using 1.7.2. This package you have used it in your program, so you are supposed to add and modify this file if you're a programmer, or you have to inform someone who will do the commit. And here junk and it's 1.7.2. Simple. This you will do as a programmer. This is not needed. Done. And now what will happen? The moment you specify, while building or packaging or testing, Maven will read the dependencies, find out the local repo. If not found, central repo. Download back to the local repo and then use it. It's set in the class path. Simple. Got it?
Yeah.
So, guys, this is your Maven. Now, you know what? Few more elements will be there. For example, this what we are doing is hard coding actually. So you should set a property. How to set up a property? Simple. I'll just copy paste the skeleton. See, so you should set up a property. Now, let's say I want to delete this three, not required actually. Okay. So now here you say JUnit version. So I'll name it anything meaningful. And what is this? 3.8.1. I set up one property, and this closing and ending should be same. It's XML standard. Done. So I set up a property, one property, and if I want to use this property instead of hard coding, dollar curly braces. Done. Now I have to modify only one this place, rest of the places will be modified. So you will find the properties, dependencies, and so on. This is the part of the code itself. Understood now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me recap the stuff. First thing, what is Maven? Second thing, why Maven? Third thing, how to install Maven. Fourth thing, how to create a sample project. And then from there, what is life cycle? What is a phases? What is a goal? What is a plugin? What is artifact ID? What is a group ID? What is the version? What are the types of version? Snapshot versus release? What are the packaging type? How the dependency management works in Maven, and how to set the property. All of you are clear?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.